Hey y'all, welcome to Let's Get Smoked Up. I'm your host, Creekdog. We're gonna be taking a look at grilling. We're gonna be taking a look at smoking. We're gonna be just doing all kinds of stuff. We're gonna smoke sausage. We're gonna smoke chicken. We're gonna smoke ribs. We're gonna smoke pork loin. We're gonna smoke steaks. We're gonna smoke cheese. We're gonna smoke butter. We're gonna smoke all kinds of stuff and just try and have a big old time while we're doing it. What we got here is my Pit Boss 850 pellet grill. Now, what we're doing here ain't necessarily just for a pellet grill. It should work fine for whatever you got. I call the grill here Johnny Nine Toes because that just sounds like the name of a connected feller that was working out in Vegas in the 60s, breaking legs. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do some stuff called cold smoking. Let me just reach over here.
Every day is awesome day since you came along. Before we met, everything just seemed to turn out wrong. You gave me back the sunshine, you turned the gray skies into blue. Every day is awesome day since I fell in love with you. But I was just a drifter, and I called nowhere my home. I spend my time just rambling, spend my life alone. And then one night in the pale moonlight.
All right, it's the night before our cook here on our first episode of Let's Get Smoked Up. And since I'm kind of new to all of this, I got a friend of mine, David Middleton from Sandhill Films. He's helping me out with making sure I don't make things completely stupid. So I figured I might as well feed him. We had a family dinner a few weeks ago and I had 2 bone-in ribeyes left in the refrigerator. So I figured I might as well use them for our first show here. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna marinate them boys in some of this. This is what I like to call Jimmy's liquor sometimes. It's from Wild Turkey. It's called Russell's Reserve. And their master distiller, the senior master distiller there is Jimmy Russell, and his son, Eddie, works there also as a master distiller. Well, Eddie decided 15 years or so ago that it'd be a good way to honor his dad's legacy for the 2 of them to work together, and they came up here with Russell's Reserve. It's a 10-year-old whiskey, aged for 10 years, just like every other bourbon is, in oak casks. Really good stuff. I got it from Wholesale Wine and Spirits in Hartsville at the corner of 151 and 15. And what I got here is I got 8 ounces of it, or half a cup, Jimmy's liquor, or Russell's Reserve, and put in a tablespoon of brown sugar bourbon seasoning mix. You can get it in any grocery store pretty much. I got it from here at Food Lion here in Hartsville. Shout out to my boy Jay. Shield wall. So give me a minute here. Let me go get the steaks out of the refrigerator and we'll get them bagged up and start marinating. Back in a second. We're back now. Got our steaks here. Like I said, 2 gorgeous bone-in ribeyes. So what we're gonna do here is I got my half a cup of Jimmy's liquor. I'm gonna take a Ziploc bag here. And we're gonna drop these boys in there. Try and get them to where they're flat. Let me get this out of the way. Now, we're going to take our sauce here. We're going to pour it in. And looks like we're going to need to add a little bit more liquid here. So I got a 1/4 cup of water there. Get some of the spices off the bottom here. All right. Shoot that in there. Let's see what we got here. Get this boy sealed up and let's go. Sorry, you can't probably really see what I'm doing here, but what I've done is I've got our steak in here, a half a cup of bourbon and quarter cup of water. Looks like we might need a little bit more of the marinades. Let's see if we can get them in here flat. We want to get them a good coverage here. I'm going to add some more water here. Not real sure how much water we got in here, but you know, measurement ain't as important as we got her covered. All right, let's squeeze the air out here. Also, shoot a little bit more of the brown sugar bourbon seasoning in it. Oh, not from that side. Throw another shake in here. Don't want to get too carried away with the seasoning or with the bourbon itself, because we don't really want to knock them out with bourbon flavor, but we want them to pick it up. All right, we got those mixed up now. It can go in the fridge. We're going to let them marinate overnight, cook them tomorrow afternoon, and I'll be back in just a minute. And we're going to prep up some cheddar cheese that we're going to smoke while we deal with this. What we're going to do is we're going to cold smoke the two of them. I'll get into cold smoking when we get back, but we'll be right back in just a minute. Oh, we're back. All right. That's what we did prepping our steaks here. So we're going to get ready to put them on Johnny Nine Toes. Still waiting on the temperature to come up good. So we're going to go ahead and put them on here and season them up some. Which will be fine, because we can flip them without worrying about getting things all whacked out. Gonna use a little more of the barbecue brown sugar. I like to use this, and I like to use a lot of it, seriously, because when it gets on there and you're cooking your steak, it caramelizes real good, the brown sugar in it. So I'm gonna flip them over right quick, do the other side. A little bit of grill mark already, and we ain't up to temperature. All right, I know I said we were going to do some cold smoking, but the light is getting to us here, so we're just going to do the cold smoking cheese on another episode. We're just going to do the steaks here on Johnny Nine Toes. We're going to take a break, let it get up to speed here, up to temperature, and we'll be ready to come back. We're going to give them 5 minutes aside at 400. Good thing with the pit boss here, you can come straight up to whatever you want to go here. So we're gonna let it come up to temperature, take a little break, and we'll be back when we get ready to flip them. We're gonna try and use the smoke cam too, so stay tuned for that. Smoke cam is gonna be brought to you today by Sandhill Films, your cinematic wedding headquarters and business promotions too. So give Dave a call. It's at sandhillfilms.com. You're good to go. All right, we'll be back in just a minute. All right, the light's getting away from us here today, so we're not going to be able to do any of the sides that we planned on doing. But we're going to flip the steaks over now. If I don't knock my water bottle off first, we're going to flip the steaks over now. Give them about another 5 minutes. And then we'll pull them off. Oh yeah, they're looking good, looking good. We're gonna give them another 5 minutes, then take them off and let them rest for 5 minutes, and we'll be looking at them inside the wee shed. We'll be back in just a few minutes with more Let's Get Smoked Up. All right, we're getting ready to take these boys off now. We're gonna take them into the wee shed here, let them rest for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna see how they look like. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, we've let our steaks rest here. Gave them 10 minutes like I always like to do. I tend to, most of the time when I cook on my grill, 400 degrees, 5 minutes aside, let them rest for 10 minutes, you're good to go. Now let's see what they look like. Yeah, looking nice and medium rare there. Let's cut a hunk off. And of course, it's hard cutting on the other side of the plate here. Let's see what we got. Tastes like magic. Okay, y'all on your own now. We'll talk to you next time. Join us again for Let's Get Smoked Up. I'd like to thank David Middleton from Sand Hill Films for his help today. And as always, cherish the people that you know, and if you don't have them in your life, find the people who make every day possum day for you. And remember, if you can't be good, at least be reasonable, all right? But do the best.